Beautiful route. Great ball by Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Hurts with a straight drop, takes his eyes down, takes off. Jalen Hurts, this is what he does best, just like that. Option to the right, and Hurts fakes the pitch and scores the touchdown today. Offset is Brooks, in motion is Lamb. They toss it to him. It's the reverse. Besquin throws, and it's Hurts for the touchdown.
Second down and 8. Hurts goes through his progressions. Under pressure now. Turns the corner. Throws in the move. Touchdown.
They bring pressure. Does Phil Snow. Hurts to the end zone. And it is.
Hurts to throw, again well protected. Good coverage this time, able to extend the play, and a man comes free. Charleston Rambo, using his speed, into the end zone for the touch. For the Sooners through the first two. Off-play action on the first play here, and all kinds of room left side. There goes Jalen Hurts on the first play of the game.
Plenty of time, a quick slant and a completion. Charleston Rambo. Rambo lunging for the goal line. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Hello, welcome. It is UK Cowboys TV episode number 48. We're getting ever so closer to the magical 50, where we do have plans for that show. But you know what we're like. We did have plans for this show, but with everything going on, that changed. Yeah, I mean, as I was saying in the earlier shows, we are trying to get special guests on with us, but with everything going on, you're just going to have to bear with the situation. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, people to-ing and fro-in, situations. We all know what we're talking about. Yeah, I'm not going to say the word. But this week, I am joined by Mr. Scotland, there, Paul Stewart, and Mr. Ireland, Brian Gaynor. How are we doing, guys? You both all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Doing good, considering the circumstances across the world. But doing okay.
Yeah, we're all still alive, which is the main thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this week, we've got, first of all, a little announcement. So you would have seen a post we posted out that UK Cowboys has now got a sponsor and a partnership that ties along as well with the show with UK Cowboys TV. Having conversations over the last few weeks, speaking with Barry over in Cowboys Experience, we are now officially sponsored by the one and only Cowboys Experience. So well done, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Obviously, without you guys, yes, without you guys, it would never happen, and you won't get a great deal as well. And for us over at Cowboys Experience, when you make your booking, and make sure if you are going to a Cowboys game, you make your booking with Cowboys Experience. You code UK Cowboys, and they will make sure to give you a great deal. And of course, any questions, anything you need answering from us, be sure to message, and we can give you some further details. But make sure you do that. That's Cowboys Experience. All right, then. Onwards and upwards with the show, guys. This week, looking at quarterbacks, how do we feel about quarterbacks generally in this year's draft, guys?
Some actually really good prospects, obviously, with Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert. But obviously, from a Cowboys perspective, us with getting Prescott on the franchise tag, but obviously, as well, in the media, we saw Jalen Hurts getting interviewed. So it's a lot to talk about.
What about you, Brian? Generally, quarterbacks.
I have a strange feeling this is going to be a year we're not going to be overly impressed with the quarterbacks. I think Burrow is the standout quarterback in the class, but it depends on where he lands and how he gets on in that place.
Yeah.
And then I think every other quarterback in the class, there's question marks over some part of their physical well-being, their arm strength, their ability, whether they can play at the NFL level. It's like, for me, it could end up that this is an all-time class. You would never know. It's just that great unknown with them.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah. So the question I'm going to ask you both to begin with, there's a battle for QB1, right, guys? So I'll start with you, Paul. Joe Burrow over Tua or the other way round?
Joe Burrow, easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you the same, Brian?
Yeah, I think so now. Yeah, the more I've looked at it, and I actually ended up rewatching whichever the bowl games where they absolutely blew out Oklahoma. I watched that at the weekend, and I mean Burrow just absolutely sliced and diced. You know, the accuracy numbers were phenomenal in that game.
It's not just that; it's his play reading ability as well.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he managed to get the ball off so quickly is a good sign for any team who's interested in the quarterback. Like, they don't want a quarterback that's going to hold the ball for more than between 3 and 5 seconds. It's like they want to try and get it as quick and out as possible, so therefore the D line, the O line are not going to get all banged up. So
yeah. So I mean, obviously, you know, you're going ahead. I was going to ask you what it is about Joe Burrow you guys like. I mean, for me, it's even before he steps onto the field. I mean, what we're talking about is a guy who is just absolutely draped in confidence before he gets...
Oh, yes. Aye, definitely.
I mean, like, you know, because we asked the question, you know, what it is, and people were saying in interviews, like, this is a guy who prepares. Like, I'm trying to remember who it was who was saying it. It'll come back to me now. But it was one of the player, and they said, I think it was Eli said that this guy is a machine. That I've seen quarterbacks and I've seen players prepare for a game and watching tape, but this guy just takes it to another level. Like he said, it's unbelievable. I think that really speaks wonders of why it is then he does so well in the game. I mean, for you, Brian, I mean, what is it then that Burrow does so much better than Tua?
I think for me, what he does better is he throws the ball better and he throws with more accuracy. I mean, his accuracy last year was at 80%, which it's unheard of.
Yeah, it's so high. Like,
yeah. You know, I mean, if you're getting 60 to 70%, that's considered really good quarterback play. To be at 70%, and yeah, he was helped out by having some great wide receivers. You know, we could talk about Justin Jefferson all day, but he also had Jamar Chase and the other guy Marshall. I can't think of his first name as well. You know, that helped him out, but those guys can only catch the ball if it's thrown to them in the right way, and that's what Burrow did, you know. And he could throw it at all depths of the field. It wasn't just He can throw the short or intermediate ball. He could throw the long ball when needed.
Yeah. And you watch as well the change of arm angle he does to make the difficult throws that just completely throw people off. You know, when he's off balance, when he's on the move, he changes that arm angle, and you know, that's something you can't teach. It's not something. It's something that's natural in quarterbacks.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. But if we move on, because we'll work our way down to quarterback targets in a minute, but always start from the top. We always like to start from the top. So Tua, you had some news about his medical when we were at the combine. Came back with some question marks, but mostly very positive. Sounded like if there was going to be a pro day, he was going to throw. I don't know if he is going to do any sort of practice throws to show what he can do. I'm not sure. Brian, Tua's medical history, though, I mean, it's not just the hair. It was everything else that went on during his collegiate career. Is that a big concern that would put you off drafting Tua? Or is that okay for you?
If Tua reaches number 17, it's going to be a huge decision to not throw that card in. It really is.
What are you saying, Brian? What are you saying?
Like, if we hold true and go, we're taking the best player available, and we have Tua Tagovailoa there available to us, I think he's too good of a player to turn down.
At 17? Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
But he shouldn't get anywhere near us.
No.
In terms of his injury history, I wouldn't be massively concerned. The SEC is it's a very, very physical league. You know, he's a big guy. No, he's not Joe Burrow size.
No.
You know, but you know, like what he's over 6 foot, he's 210. He could put on a little bit of weight. Yeah, absolutely. To just develop his body for the NFL style of hits that he's going to take. But I wouldn't be hugely concerned yet.
Yet. I like just a little end into it there. But for you, Paul, I mean, the negatives for Tua, do they outweigh the positives then?
I would say definitely. The negatives definitely damper more the positives. Like, we all know Tua is a good player. We all know that. But it's like what Brian was saying earlier. Like, when you compare him to, like, say, Burrow, Tua's accuracy is a lot less. Like, pretty much nearly any other quarterback in this draft. Let's be honest. It's like there's Joe Burrow, then there's everyone else. But going back to Tua, it's the injuries. It's always going to be the question mark. Like, but now that Brian's just mentioned that, if he does fall down to 17, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, like, fall down. Like there was talk. I mean, the early the early talks was like he could even be in the second round. Like, initially before when the whole thing happened, it's like, oh, that's him, second round, maybe even potentially third round. Like, that was the whole news report. So, but because teams are like, if I'm going to invest in a quarterback who is good but has an injury history, I'm not going to waste it on a first round pick. Like, because, I mean, how many times have we seen players in the first round get injured in the first, even before, like during training camp, and that's it, and they've never really matched their potential, their expectations. So I can see why a lot of teams would actually pass up on him, but needless to say, he's still a talented player, and they could easily start for quite a lot of teams in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of, I tell you what, here's one way to put it. Would you say that the ceiling or the roof if you like, I should use the right terminology, not British terminology. Would you say that the ceiling or the roof of Tua's game, right? Would you say that is higher, but Justin Herbert's floor is higher than Tua's? That he's a more safer bet, but isn't as high.
Like, I'd still rate Tua ahead of Justin, but I would still draft Justin ahead of Tua, if that makes sense.
I think if you're going for safety and reliability, you have to go Justin, because there isn't the injury history.
There's the actual body type as well. Like, Justin's a massive boy. He is huge. Like, I'll bring up that as we go further. I mean, he's
201, 249.
That is massive for a quarterback.
That's linebacker size.
Yeah.
You know. That's bigger than Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and Dak is a huge quarterback.
He is a bit,
I know, I've met him.
No, I mean, like, Dak is built like he is built like a linebacker, Dak, which is quite ironic. But in terms of Justin Herbert, I mean, now for me, the issue was always leadership and team management. But I think having seen what he did in the Senior Bowl and at the Combine, although there's still the concerns there, he's back off them a little. So I definitely think you should go in the first round.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, if Justin Herbert was in the radar of a team that needs a quarterback in the early 10s, mid 10s, like, you'd be stupid not to try and draft him if you really need the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I mean. I'm trying to remember all the teams that really do need the quarterback. Obviously, Cincinnati need one, but they're more likely to go for Burrow. But San Diego, Miami, potentially if they don't stick with Josh Rosen and Fitzmagic guy. So it just goes to show it, but. He's without a doubt, someone will pick him in the first round, and I think he definitely raised his stock during that whole draft. Like, he was very vocal during the whole tryouts.
Like,
which is good to see. I thought he would, like, not to kind of like take more focus, because that's what I was kind of looking for. Like, when I was watching the Combine. I could see Herbert was actually being the more loudest of the whole lot. You could actually bloody hear him through Deion Sanders' microphone at one point when he was trying to talk.
Yeah. I'd still say the knock on him is going to be, though, once he goes into an NFL locker room, where he has to command, you know. Like, I think the great thing, like, I'm not trying to draw comparisons with Dak, but Dak was a leader. He was vocal when he was at Mississippi State. He took that whole college team on his back and dragged it forward.
He made it his own, yeah. He made it
his own. When he had to step in as a starter for the Dallas Cowboys, he took it on because he had that. For me, the knock on Herbert is going to be, he was told, you have to be vocal at the Senior Bowl. You have to be vocal at the Combine. When he's in a locker room, is he going to be as vocal? Or is he going to revert to the shy boy that he is, you know, and not as vocal? You know, for me, leadership is something you have or you don't have.
Yeah.
Can you actually talk and command the respect of a team? Like, he's going to have to go in wherever he goes. And for me, I don't think he gets past San Diego at 6. But he's going to have to go in.
I agree.
He's going to have to go in day one, smash his foot down, and tell the likes of Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, I'm your damn quarterback, and you're going to follow me.
Or even if he goes to the Dolphins, he'll be like, I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry, Josh, but this is my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would I say this politely? But he needs to be an absolute twat. Pretty much.
Yeah.
He has to be. He has to be cruel to be kind to get the respect. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like, if you flip it the other way, Paul, and you mentioned the name already, right? Josh Rosen, right?
Yeah, they traded up for him.
He's at his second NFL team, right?
Yep.
He didn't go into Arizona and command that respect, and it was a knock on him. Was that he was an a-hole behind the scenes, didn't command the respect at Arizona. Hasn't commanded the respect at Miami, and we're looking at him entering a third season and going, he was a top 10 pick, and he's potentially going to be out of the league.
Yeah, I think everyone in the NFL now regards Josh Rosen now as a backup, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
a wee bit awkward silence there.
I know, yeah. That's all right. They do say never leave dead air, but no, I mean, we look at the next guy. Yeah. But we'll look at the next guy on our list then, right? Jordan Love. Now, this is a guy who is, I think, a first-round worthy quarterback. The issues, of course, which you can't get away from, is interception rate last season. I mean, it was ridiculous. Now, I was actually finishing off doing the linebackers on my own draft board, and I was going, "Ooh, look at that interception! How the hell did he do that?" Then I'm on to another linebacker, and I'm like, "Wow, look at this guy! He's pretty impressive." All of a sudden, I realize these are linebackers that are playing against Jordan Love.
I'll stop you there, man. I'm gonna give Jordan Love some backup here. Like if you look at his offensive line, they did not help him at all during that season at all. So
agree.
The fact that he was pretty much getting bull rushed, I would say maybe 75% the whole time during that whole season, and when quarterbacks are get rushed, they make mistakes. So I'm kind of defending Jordan Love in this situation because I do think, like you said, Mike, I think he's going to be a first round draft pick and more towards the late of the first round. But because all coaches still review film as regardless of O-line or not, they'll still criticize him, saying of course. Yeah, so, but yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Brian? What have you got on Jordan Love? You got a take for us on him?
I think he's an ascending talent. We're not going to go back. I'm not going to go back over it. Like, I mean, he had 29 interceptions in college football. Not a great O-line in front of him when he played. So you have to give him a chance behind a proper O-line where he's going to get time to pass the ball. He's relatively good numbers. He's nearly 9,000 yards in passing. 60 touchdowns. They're good numbers in a career.
Did you say 9,000?
Nearly 9,000 yards. Yeah.
Oh, in total.
Games. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell did he manage that in one season?
No.
Yeah, that was. We would definitely be having a different conversation about it.
Oh my God! I was like, what? Sorry, Brian.
So hard. No, I mean, he has decent numbers, and again, he has the NFL size. Like, he's 193, 225 pounds. Like, he's there. He's someone who you can mold into a proper. If you can get him in the right situation, and I've seen a lot of mocks putting him with the Patriots. Give him time.
Yes.
Bill Belichick. Look what he did with Brady. You know.
Yep.
Very true. Very true. Right, but the whole reason we said let's talk about quarterbacks this week is because one interviewee from Oklahoma, which we all watched this week, was, of course, well, I say Oklahoma/Alabama, Jalen Hurts. So hit me with it, Paul. Jalen Hurts, what's good, what's bad?
Good as he can scramble for definite.
Yes,
but
definitely.
I would say he's probably the more quarterback is actually closest to what we've already got. All right, don't get us right. So if you're comparing it to say Prescott, he's got similar traits. Like, he can scramble the ball, he can make some good throws, he can work within the pocket, but on the negative side, Hurts can make some silly decisions.
Very true. Very, very true. I totally with you on the decision making part. Like, you see some throws and you're like, what business did you have trying to think you could make that throw? You know. But in terms of, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, but it's quite a few of those games during the college season, if he didn't throw that and just throw the simple slant route, which he may have, which the guy, the wide receiver, was wide open. I think it was CD Lamb at the time. He was running a slant route. He was completely wide open, but he still threw the deep route, and it was either patted away or it was intercepted. And and that's what's trying to degrade him from being potentially could have been a first rounder to now late second round, early third round.
I think it's third round for Jalen for definite. I mean, it just depends
It just depends how someone's desperate. You never know.
True, of course. Yeah. I mean, so, and if he's your guy, if you decide that he's your guy, you're going to take him earlier. Yeah, of course. But in terms of comparison, he is, and I've said it on this show before, he is Dak 2.0. He is Dak.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe not as much of a polished passer as Dak was when he was coming out. Dak was definitely a better passer in Mississippi coming out of college than what he is now. Yeah. And better decision maker as well. Dak's much more protective of the football. But he's definitely very Dak-like, especially in his determination. If you talk about, because bear in mind, this is a guy that took Alabama to the national finals, and then the next season, or you could say the season after, if you like, because he got benched, he goes to Oklahoma, takes them to the playoffs. So this is a guy that took two different teams into the playoffs. So you think about what that takes to be able to do that, to just step up and just go for it. It takes a lot of determination because there's a lot of pressure involved in that as well. And he just took it in his stride. You know what I mean? But Brian, what about you then? What do you like about Jalen Hurts? What do you think it is? Why is it the Cowboys are interested in him to have to spend interview? These precious interviews they have on there.
to spend the interview, he's, as we've said, he's Dak 2.0. Like, in his college career, 614 rushing carries, almost 3,300 yards, 43 touchdowns. Compare him to the top 6 quarterbacks. He has more yards than all of them combined and only 4 less touchdowns in that period.
Yeah.
He will take the team on his back. As you said, he went to some trash school in the last year, took that team on his back and got them into a semi-final for the national championships with a new coach, new setup.
Yeah,
and he does have those leadership skills you want.
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh the way you just said trash team there. I know you're talking about Alabama, but bloody hell.
No, I wasn't talking about Alabama.
Oh, right, you're talking about Oklahoma then?
Yeah, you got to remember, you remember he's Texas, so he's Big 12, isn't he?
Oh, God.
But like aside from that, I mean, look at his throwing numbers. He's nearly 9,500 yards as well in that time frame. Like those are phenomenal numbers for a quarterback. Only Justin Herbert has more throwing yards than him, and Justin Herbert played in a wide open offense. He played in that West Coast wide open, multiple wide receiver sets. So that tells you his ability.
Yeah.
He can do it.
And when you think about it, like there was a battle. Like we've just spoken about Tua, right? About how good he is. That that it's this Burrow Tua thing that everybody can be right and wrong about at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. But bear in mind, Tua, who we're saying is a first round pick, going in the top 10, possibly top 5 in the NFL draft, was in a quarterback battle with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And they even pulled Tua off and put Jalen on, and Jalen scored a winning touchdown.
Yeah. To win an SEC title in 2018. Like for a guy like that, he also is someone who plays with no ego. He was benched for all of 2018. When they needed him, he stepped into that Georgia game when Georgia were handing Alabama their backsides and just took it over, got the touchdowns, got the winning score, and then had no ego to be dropped for the semi-finals of the national championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely no ego. And that's what you want in the locker room.
Definitely. As a leader, that's willing sometimes to say, I have to take a step back to let the team step forward.
Yeah.
That's a big that's a big character. It's a big character to do that. But let's look at another guy that could be on the Cowboys radar. And I'll start again with you, Paul. Let's go with because I mean it all depends in which order you look at things. But I'll go with mine. Georgia, Jake Fromm. Now for me, he's just so you're aware, he's off my Cowboys radar altogether. I think he's a bad fit for the Cowboys altogether. Yeah. But give me your take, what you think about Jake Fromm.
I'll be honest, I've not really seen too much of Jake Fromm, but from what I've seen, like, I'm generally quite surprised. Like, this is just me. Like, from what I've seen of him, I'm quite surprised he's been highly ranked as high. Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest, but I could be causing maybe Jake Fromm this, Jake Fromm that, but it's there was questions about. I'm pretty sure during the draft, I think he was the quarterback that everyone's saying they were questioning his arm strength. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, there is. Yeah. Yes, there is.
So that, like, especially if we're like when you're talking about Cowboys fit, I don't see how that can be any use to us because we've got a deep out wide receiver and Cooper and Gallup, and if they can't throw the deep ball, then what else can they do? But
this is where I've said why he's a bad fit for the Cowboys. That I kind of got to eat my own words in what I've said before in the past. I've always said a quarterback's game, 99% of a quarterback's game is played between the ears. Yeah? Sorry, my accent. And, like, ironically, Fromm has it between the ears. And it is my accent, I'm so sorry. I had this before with Broadus. He was like, why do you keep telling me about years for? And I'm like, years, no, ears, sorry, accent. So I do apologize. It's confusing, right?
It's like, so a Scotsman, Irishman, a Welshman talks about ears.
I know, yeah. But here's the worst part, and I never realised it. Now, there's a year, which is 12 months. There's a year that you listen with, and there's by year, which means by here. So there's 3 different years in Welsh language. I know we just gone off script there, but there we go. Right.
I'll add one more thing before we jump back into the segment. If you don't ask Alexa what 100 is in Welsh, you'll be quite surprised.
Yeah, I have heard something. I've heard it has trouble with the Scottish language as well. I've heard.
No, it's actually okay.
No, I have seen. Well, I have seen some funny videos of Scottish people getting angry at Alexa because it's not doing as it's told.
That's because they're probably drunk. But anyway.
Let's get back to this. So as I've said before, From has it between the ears. And that's what is probably his best part, is he has the processing and the mental side of the game worked out. The trouble is he can't seem to be able to take what he's got going on upstairs to his arm. That as soon as what he's looked at and he's thought about and he's read and he's done, because he's done everything right up to that point, you watch him throw the ball then and you're like, well, what the hell was that?
That's exactly what I was kind of thinking of, mate. It's like he's got the right mind. He's got the, like, he's probably right up there with Joe Burrow when it comes to, like, studying the game and that. But when it comes to, like, it's like you said, his mind's telling him doing the right thing. He'll still make the right pass, but it could be a terrible throw, or it could be like a delayed reaction, like hesitation.
Yeah. It's that I'm playing out of structure. You watch him when the play collapses and he's off script. It just goes completely out the window because he doesn't have the physical traits. You can see that he can see what's going wrong, but he can't get his body to do it. And it's almost like as if he's being force fielded back by something. It's really, really weird to watch because it's like you'd think that you've got you understand what's going on. You're reading it. All you've got to do is make the right moves with your body, and it's kind of like you go, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But for you, give me your take on.
For me, he's very process driven. You know, it has to be in the right process, in the right logical order, and everything has to be correct. I'm on record, and there are people I know who are going to kill me for saying this. Jake Fromm is not a good quarterback. He benefits from being behind an NFL offensive line in Georgia. As we said, he had the time with those guys to process what was in front of him, to make his reads, to make his decision who he's going to throw the ball to. When Georgia got under pressure and people started getting past that offensive line, as you've already alluded to, he hadn't the ability to make a decision and go, what the hell do I do? He's now going to be stepping up a level where he's going to be playing behind an NFL line, but he's going to be playing against NFL defenses every week. And he is not going to have the time. He is going to, in his first 6, 8, 10 games, he's going to take a pounding wherever he lands. Unless he gets fortunate and ends up in the Dallas Cowboys, where we have a good offensive line.
Yeah. But I think he's a bad fit for the Cowboys with the way
he is not a proper fit. He's not a good fit for the Cowboys at all.
Because he won't protect the
can't process the game.
Yeah, no, he just won't protect the football is the issue. He just won't protect it. He'll be too wild with it, and that's not what we're after.
More like Eli Manning 2.0. No, wait, that's 3.0. That's Daniel Jones.
Yeah, as Tyson let us know, or Tyrone, he let us know about that one. So let's go on the flip side of what we've just been talking about. Let's look at the guy who's the complete opposite with let's go Jacob Eason. So the complete opposite, where the guy has got the arm but not the processing. Give it to me, Paul. What was it in Washington that makes Eason what can we say here, that could make him a possible target for the Cowboys as a backup?
He's very glamorous when it comes to playing.
True. Yeah.
You probably think that's what do you mean by that? I know
where you're going.
like it can be complete wildfire when it comes to throwing the ball.
Big arm. Big arm.
Yeah.
Like it's more like it's like if you get. I'm trying to think. Like it reminds me a bit about like when he's got the ball and he's a bit frantic and he'll shoot for the bloody fences. It reminds me of Elway that little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, not everything comes to plan.
No. Definitely not a processor of the game. That is for sure.
But I do like Eason though. I do like Jacob Eason though.
Yeah.
I think he if he had the right coaching under him, he could probably potentially could be a quarterback at some point in the future. Maybe not immediately, but over time he could probably take over a starting role. But maybe if he was given the right coaching, but we don't know. This is still.
Yeah. I mean, like what you got to look at is look at the Huskies before Eason, right?
Yeah.
And things the wheels are coming off there. He comes in, and that entire team, since the moment he stepped in, right, and took the quarterback role over, there was an explosion with that team. Like people were talking about Washington not just being an AP top 25 team, but a top 10. And that has been a while since we've ever heard that and Washington put together. But what about you then, Brian? What's appealing to the Cowboys for them to take Eason?
I think Eason he's doing his best to learn the game, and he's patient. Like he sat for 2 years in Georgia, didn't get much time when there was a logjam of players of quarterbacks in Georgia. He made the decision to go to the West Coast, developed his game, but I think what we'll see is he has the patience to develop. He's not going to come into the league and be demanding to start straight away. You give him a year with a good quarterback coach, like I would have said give him a year with John Kitna, but obviously John Kitna is gone. You could develop him, and you get like. Say the Dallas Cowboys take him, right? They have a full year to assess whether he can be an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have the arm strength, and see can he develop into a can he play as a pocket passer, and you can build the O-line around that, or can he develop into has he the ability to develop wheels? The only knock I will say is, and this is one I couldn't believe when I was doing up my stats, he's had 55 carries in college football. How many yards would you say he's gone for?
Yeah, he's a lumberer. He is slow. I wouldn't say many.
Minus 54.
Yeah, he's a lumberer. He's quite a big guy. Not a big guy, but when you look at the build.
Like he's 198. He's the second in terms of height. He's the second tallest quarterback.
He is tall. Yeah.
But I think he's going to be more suited again to a West Coast style team that throws the ball a lot. If San Diego somehow pass up on Justin Herbert in the first round, which I don't think they will, they may go after Jacob Eason in the second.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, I'm going to add a wee curveball into that equation. I think they might even go for Anthony Gordon.
Go on then, hit me with it. Washington State's quarterback, what's appealing about him? Strengths?
Got a good arm.
Good arm,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel as though he's actually got a good sense of reading the plays. But again, he doesn't do too well when getting rushed at.
Yeah. If you're going to say,
and that's where I think it was 16 interceptions last year or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're saying reading the game, if you're on about pre-snap, I think that he's okay there. But when he's trying, if you notice, a lot of his game, he's always latching onto one guy. that it's the single read option. He's going to lock in onto that guy, and it does trip him up. You find that not very often is he coming away from his hot route and going to another wide receiver. You'll find that it's going to be that first guy. Okay, he's not open. I'm going to try and run or find my tight end or short, the guy who's on a short route and bung it to him. Yeah, you find that he won't go through his progressions gently or quickly either, you know. You want it to be a smooth across the field looking for that option. You know, as we all know, progressions, it's touchdown, first down, check down. But, you know, he doesn't do that. It's touchdown on my first option, not there. Right, where's my check down?
Yeah.
Literally every play.
I was just basically trying to say, I think he could be a wee bit of a dark horse when it comes to the draft. Maybe like being from a third rounder to mid to second round. Who knows?
I think no. Gordon's he's a day 3 guy for definite day 3 guy.
Okay.
I'm sure of that one. But what about you, Bri? What's appealing for the Cowboys to take Anthony Gordon?
Nothing.
No,
he's
for
not
us,
a fit.
no. For us, no.
No, he's not a fit. You're looking at going right. When you're getting to Anthony Gordon, you're looking at going, is he better than Cooper Rush? Probably not.
Probably.
So,
but it's not worth a third round. It's not worth drafting third round for a quarterback that could be better than our backup.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, that stung us already with Mike White. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's even on another team or a practice.
No, was Mike White like a 6th round?
It was 5th round.
5th round.
Yeah.
5th round. Yeah. But I know, I remember when that draft was going on, Broadus and Dane Brugler both had him as a 3rd round talent. But I'm actually looking here and going, Cooper Rush is actually, we could cut him and for no dead money. And save $2 million against cap. So if Gordon got to them, maybe you'd consider it, but I don't think so. Like
it's like you were kind of saying, no, Brian. I generally don't think he'd be a good fit for Dallas.
Yeah.
But for a team, maybe even Tampa took him behind Brady. Yeah. That'd be because there's similar. I'm not trying to make similar traits because Tom Brady's Tom Brady, but but there's something that this kid could actually learn from him that could actually benefit him in terms of his style of play.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do now is go round your top day 3 guy that we haven't mentioned so far, right? So I'm going to start off. Yeah, day 3 guy. So that we haven't mentioned yet. So we each pick one. So I'm going to go and start us off, and I'm going to pick Tyler Huntley from Utah. This is a guy who does struggle with his passing, but the mobility is insane. I mean, this is probably the most mobile quarterback in the draft. And I'm including the likes of, as we mentioned, Jalen Hurts, who's a very mobile quarterback. This guy is more mobile than that. He does have an injury history, which I think knocks him down, which is why I'm saying day 3. The tools are an issue because the arm talent is an issue, but I think a lot of it is coachable. My projection for him, mind you, if he was to be taken by the Cowboys, he'd always be serving, mind you, as a backup. I don't think really, in any sense of the word, you'd be looking at him as a star or somebody who's going to take the role away from Dak. But have any of you got a take on Tyler?
I'll be honest, I've not really seen too much on Tyler, if I'm being perfectly honest.
He's a very quick guy. He's fast and he's agile. It's his decision making that lets him down, and there is obviously Is it decision making? You could say maybe the same thing we were just talking about, working through progressions a bit better. But that's down with his decision making, his IQ of the football. But he is a very mobile and rapid quarterback. Honestly, take a look at him, Paul. Google it and YouTube him later. You'll be like, "Ooh, fuck yeah, he is very mobile." But have you got to take on Tyler
Huntley? Yeah.
Tyler Huntley from Utah?
Mhm.
Yeah. You got any take for us on Tyler Huntley, Brian? Do you think he's something the Cowboys could be looking at as a developmental quarterback?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. But I'll stick with you, Brian. Who's your day 3 quarterback that you quite like?
The guy I'm looking at here, I thought I was going to go with Nate Stanley, but actually I'm going to flip and go with Bryce Perkins.
Bryce Perkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Virginia.
He was actually the last quarterback I scouted for my board.
Yeah. Like, again, he's big, good size on him. 190, 215 pounds. Good arm. 6,200 yards. But he's also carried the ball a lot. Like, he's also that rushing quarterback as well. He's had 439 attempts, 1,600, almost 1,700 yards, and 20 touchdowns. Like, that's the kind of numbers you want in terms of, going with a like-for-like quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious thing being with him is his consistency, I think. That was something I picked up on instantly. Have you got any particular take on Bryce Perkins, Paul, or are you just going to chuck us your day 3 pick?
I'll just chuck in my day 3 pick. I would say probably even Shea Patterson. I know it's big. I know it's a division, but I do like the way how he plays. It's just a personal preference, but I think he could be a Cowboy, maybe, but I don't see it happening. I could, like, if Jalen Hurts, like, this is like I keep saying it, like, if he was to fall quite far down, I could see us maybe even get him. But I know we're jumping back up and down here, but but Shea Patterson, I would say completely different type of quarterback, but but for day 3,
You gonna go Shea?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because that's like 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, right? That's like the Yeah, definitely. If Shea Patterson's there, maybe in the 5th round, I'd take him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the issue, of course, is that, I mean, this is when you look at him, like, on paper, he doesn't look slender, but when he's on the field, physically, he looks all over the place.
Yeah.
His general build.
Oh, he can take a hit as well.
Oh God, he had to. Yeah, he had to. But I think with Michigan, with a lot of what went wrong with them, because they started off strong and just literally disappeared, a lot of that was down to Patterson's quarterback playing. Like, you watch it and you're watching some really simple slants.
Yeah.
And they weren't even close. They're skipping off the floor. They're close to the defender.
Yeah.
There were all these things. And, he's side-arming the ball and the ball's coming out not very clean. And you just looking at it like... And like, before the season, I did a write-up. And one of the things I put in there, watch out for Shea Patterson. Turned out I was miles off target on that one. Yeah. But so's his passing. But all right then, guys. I mean, is there anybody else you guys quarterback-wise that could fit into a Cowboys quarterback you think could fit, or do you think we pretty much covered all the bases there on that one?
I'm going to throw out one name.
Go on, then.
And it's maybe someone you could pick up in as an
undrafted. Yeah.
Go for it, Brian.
Paul's going, if you take my guy, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to say the name Khalil Tate from Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's the name. So I've passed Paul Stewart test anyway.
No, it wasn't who I was thinking of as an undrafted. I was thinking the quarterback from Hawaii.
That is Cole McDonald.
Yeah, like undrafted.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So, is there just anything on that specifically fits the Cowboys game then with Tate Bryan that you mentioned him?
Again, he has the ability to rush, and you know, he's. If I'm not mistaken, I think they talked about him as an early Heisman contender last year. You know, there is talent there, but you know, he's it's probably maybe I'm just talking out my backside.
No. And like the thing is Arizona. You got to remember they play the pro style offense.
Yeah.
So that goes a long way for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that does bend in his favor quite largely. I'll have to take a look at his stats, but I think if you're going, I will stick a peg with you and say undrafted. But without looking more at his game, he's honestly somebody I haven't looked at all. To be honest with you, I'm trying to think as far low as I've gone is maybe Brian Lewerke.
From Michigan State.
Yeah, he's probably the last guy on, you know, ranking wise I've come down to. So I
bottom of my board at the minute.
Guys.
Yeah, like he was Lewerke was going to be the other name besides the guy from Hawaii, Cole. Like I could still think he could be undrafted, but still could actually do something potentially.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Lewerke, the issue there is his arm talent. What's funny is it's something we all pick up on because it's something Dak done earlier on in his career was his rushing ability. So a lot of the quarterbacks we look at the moment are all quarterbacks that are able to run. And Lewerke falls into that category where he's a better runner than he is a passer. I'm not saying that's what Dak was like coming out. But out of all of those quarterbacks, would you say then for what you can get based on the round you can get him from, that Jalen Hurts is the best for the price in terms of quality player and where you could draft him?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I think we'd be if Jalen Hurts was maybe 2 or 3 places ahead of us in the 3rd round. I wouldn't be surprised if he even traded up just for a couple of spots just for a quarterback in the 3rd round.
It could happen.
Because let's be honest, I'm sure Cooper Rush is a nice guy now, but he's not exactly competing with Dak, really.
Oh no way. No. And we've seen him in preseason, and I know a lot of people say preseason. Yeah, he's playing with players that aren't going to make the roster, but a good quarterback will make their wide receivers look good.
Yeah.
You know, which we see so many times, of course. But if you're all happy, I think we'll wrap this show up for this week. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul and Mr. Brian, for joining me this week. We will be back next week, maybe with a guest. It all depends. As I say, it's all up in the air. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe on our YouTube as well, on our podcast. Give us a like. We will really like that as well. And of course, we'll leave you with our sponsor, Cowboys Experience. Make sure you bucket through them and use the code UK Cowboys for a special gift. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you all again next week. Stay phenomenal.